There's height advantage always for Junior, it seems, in these fights. He grew a little bit. It was 5'11", now it's up to 6 feet. We had the measuring stick out there yesterday. And the reach advantage slightly, too. Julio Jr. The rules, 3 judges, 10-point must system, no standing 8 count. No 3 knockdown rule is not in effect. You cannot be saved by the bell. Only the referee can stop the fight. And they go to the scorecards after round 4 if there's an accidental foul. Oh, there's a little Chavez.
There's a little end. Coincidentally, Chavez Jr. himself used to wear that same little headband with his father many times entering the rings. Entering the ring for many of his fights.
I think we know who that young man is.
Cute little guy.
Well, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. is trying to start a legacy of his own, and what a better way to do it than on this great pay-per-view. True warriors. We've already seen one dominant.
The Aladdin. All right, on the strip right next to the Paris. I got the Eiffel Tower right out my room. I can see the Eiffel Tower.
You can visit the world basically in Las Vegas.
That's right.
You can go to New York.
Don't have to go anywhere. The Aladdin Performing Arts Theater. Very cozy room. A lot of people in here. Here comes the walk-in. This is the man who fought to the 6th-round draw that we referred to basically as a loss for Chavez because that's the way he took it, but it was a draw.
Well, Molina recognizes the opportunity in front of him, and I think he trained very hard, and he's going to want to make a name for himself, so it should be interesting. And obviously Chavez, the pressure is on him.
Well, the crowd booed the announcement of the decision down in Monterey. Now, you see how they walk out on the stage, and you see how the stage is set up. It's a great seat back there on the stage if I was just here spectating.
You know what that's called that he has on there, Alan?
That's called a thing to keep you warm.
There you go. Also known as a sarape.
That's right.
With, of course, the Mexican flag and Mexican colors. And there he is. Good-looking kid.
Yeah, he obviously takes after his mother. We've said that before.
And coming into the song that his father made famous, walking into the ring with Mexico Lindo y Querido.
Mexico Lindo, great song. And again, I made the reference earlier about following the footsteps if you were Michael Jordan. It's pretty much the same. It could be said the same thing in Mexico with Chavez, but he welcomes the challenge. He welcomes all the fighters he puts in front of him. And he says he even wants to be greater than his father. And he has ambitions. And he did grow. I got to tell you, he looks significantly taller.
He's filling out a little bit, too, because when I first started in his fights, he was a rail job. He's filling out pretty well.
Mom must be tall because Pops is only 5'7".
Okay, let's go to Lupe Contreras.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is our next bout of the evening, a 6th-round special attraction in the super lightweight division. The judges are Dwayne Ford, Patricia Morse-Jarman, and Jerry Roth. Our referee in charge is Toby Gibson. Introducing first, fighting out of the blue corner. He steps into the ring wearing the solid black trunks and weighing in at an official 145 1/2 pounds. His professional record, 8 victories with 1 defeat, 1 draw, and 4 of his victories coming by way of knockout. Fighting out of Pátzcuaro, Michoacán, Mexico, Carlos El Rey Molina. Across the ring in the red corner, he returns this evening hoping to avenge his one and only blemish on his otherwise professional record. He steps in wearing the colors of Mexico, green, white, and red, and weighing in at an official 146 pounds. He is undefeated as a pro with 23 victories, with 1 draw, and 18 of his victories coming by way of knockout. The blood of a champion courses through his veins. And this evening, the legend continues. De Culiacán, Sinaloa, Mexico, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.
Okay, gentlemen, I've given your instructions in your respective dressing rooms prior to this fight. Any questions from the red corner? Any questions from the blue corner? Considering this a legal punch on both boxers, give me a clean fight. Good luck to both of you.
Your referee is Toby Gibson, and I'll be curious to see how fast Julio comes out for this fight.
Well, you know, he doesn't have an extensive amateur background, but he's very poised in the fights that I've seen. He seems very poised, very calm, doesn't seem too aggressive to want to put on a knockout, spectacular fashion show.
He's scheduled for 6 rounds. Super lightweight action.
The interesting thing is how much Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. has grown and filled out. He started off as a really lanky kid, I remember, before his pro debut, and all of a sudden, the guy turns 20 years old, and he's becoming a man in front of our own eyes, and it's tough to see that, and that's what his father says. You know, it's tough to see your kid grow up and do the same thing that you were doing at his age.
And he's going to be powerful if he fills out that tall body of his and could be a dominant force. And we're going to see how he bounces back tonight. He did come out very aggressive. He was embarrassed. I asked him, what did your dad say? And he said, what didn't he say? So he really got an earful from Senior after that lackadaisical effort. He's fighting the same guy tonight, so we can measure what kind of changes he might have made. Trains up in the mountains just like his father did for this fight.
And just like his father, a nice slow starter, and likes to figure out his opponent, likes to be patient. And, you know, obviously, Senior is 5'7", Junior is now 6 feet. I wonder how Mom looks there. But ironically, they have a similar style. He still has that beautiful punch to the liver, just like Pops.
Oh, good left hand there.
Just like Dad.
That was a nice hook.
That's right, and Julio Cesar Chavez Jr., I think the hardest part about his draw last time around was that it didn't come against a guy who had 40, 50 fights that you can say, well, he had so much experience and he just outworked me. No, it came against a guy who was 8-1 in Carlos Molina. He's trying to erase that blemish, which is the draw, and I think that was the toughest part. You can't blame, well, the other guy was more experienced, he knew more, he used his, rough tactics or whatever. He just got outworked.
No, you're right, and at the same time, it's especially frustrating because you don't want to have those sort of fights, or they can kind of help you early in the career. You can learn from it, you can benefit and grow, and we'll see tonight if that's the case. Molina came here to fight tonight, though, guys. He's letting his hands go.
He did the first time around, and this is no different. Molina is not intimidated by the last name of his opponent tonight. He doesn't care who his daddy is. He says he's in there along with me, and tonight, it's all about us, too.
He's scheduled for 6 rounds. As I said, Junior would like to be fighting 10-rounders now, but that's the way it goes so far in his career. He wants to move up in competition, but he's got something to deal with right now in the ring, and Molina's aggressive.
Molina letting his hands go on the inside.
Great combinations by Molina. Now, Chavez Jr. trying to mount a comeback, but that's the hard part about fighting an opponent like Molina. He gets his hands in there because Chavez Jr. is so long, and he's not working from the outside. He likes to fight inside, and that's where his opponent can get those uppercuts working as he did in that combination.
Just like Dad, he likes to fight on the inside, which isn't usually conducive to his style. Nice combinations.
A very hot round, picked up especially the last 30 seconds. Molina's bringing it. There's Senior. Oh, he's frustrated.
He wants to jump in there again, Molina. We listen in.
Pitch gets in your way.
Stretch out your legs. Please rinse the protection. Did I win the round? They say yes.
I got your minute.
Breathe deeply. You got to keep working them. Now we go to Molina's corner.
Watch the win.
Here's Molina inside, being busy with his hands, quick combinations, and Chavez answering back, left hooks to the body. Molina with lead right hands, left hook, again, quick combinations inside, being very active. It's going to be a tough round to score because do you like the activity or do you like the harder punches being delivered by Chavez? And I can see, Bernardo, why Chavez maybe wants to go up with more rounds in his fights because like his father, He's not a very, you know, you're a slow starter in the 6th round. If you got a fighter who's very active, he can steal those rounds, therefore steal the victory.
Plus,
that's exactly what Molina's trying to do, actually. You got to be aggressive in a 6-round fight.
Yeah, I mean, you can't take a round to study your opponent. You can't give away 3 minutes and then expect to come back and win. It's just such a tight fight. There's not enough time, and I think that's what Chavez Jr. is depending on for his future. He knows he's a slow starter. He likes to study his opponent, but then again, that puts him at a disadvantage in a 6-round fight, whereas in a 10, he has a 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th round to find, pressure.
Molina going to the body.
And guys, I don't know if I've seen a jab from either fighter.
No.
And that doesn't bode well for Chavez Jr. because he's got the length to work from outside. He just wants to go in there and pummel his opponent.
And he's an accurate puncher when he does throw. I'm wondering why he's abandoning the jab at the moment.
Beautiful body punches by Molina. They worked the first time around. He's trying to implement the same blueprint the second time around.
Now, granted, Molina's punches aren't necessarily hurting Chavez, but he's scoring.
Could be another close fight between these two. Nice right hand. Exactly. Dad's not going to like that.
But I think Dad will like that, like himself. Chavez seems to be able to take a good punch. Chavez Sr., of course, I think when you ask other fighters, his greatest attribute was that he had a cement chin.
His kid has been wobbled a couple of times, but never been down, seriously hurt, so he wants to keep that open.
Toe-to-toe and head-to-head.
Just beating him to the punch is what he's doing.
Love these style fights where you can fight in a phone booth.
I think Chavez came in looking for the knockout. Molina's scoring more points.
He's just being busier, Alan. He's being busier. He's letting his hands go, and he's going for broke.
I think Chavez would be better off if he used his jab and fight from the outside. That way he can get more steam behind his right hand, but he's content right now to stand noggin to noggin and toe-to-toe with his Molina.
And you got to give Molina credit because he's defending himself supremely well because he's not only protecting the body, but also the chin at the same time. Just as I say that, he comes in.
Yeah, 3 left hooks. Molina very wisely trying an uppercut from that position.
Well, Chavez determined to stay in the inside because, like his father, he loves the hook to the liver, which he throws nice, but unlike his father, he's not setting up with the jab.
Beautiful left hook there.
Yep.
He just timed it perfectly. But now Molina going to the body, digging in. Both fighters giving
Final seconds. They're going toe-to-toe. Big punches. Molina got hurt a little bit there.
Chavez might have stole the round in that last exchange. It's an exciting fight, guys.
I got one fight on these guys, one eye on these guys, and one eye on his dad over there.
It's just as entertaining.
It's just as entertaining. It's a short fight, like we've been mentioning.
Huh? La estoy empujada rápido.
Give me a wet towel.
I didn't see it. El agua.
Give me some water. There we go. Julio.
No le bajen la mano.
Don't put your hands down.
You're hitting them with everything, but don't wait too long. Don't wait worried about their heads. You all right?
And here we see all inside fighting, and Molina being very busy with his combinations. Chavez trying to answer, Molina bobbing and weaving. Beautiful counter punches by Molina. Molina doing what he needs to do.
Molina's timing him well as we listen in.
Okay, Chuck. Okay, Chuck.
All right, you got to go out there and do it. So, not too precise with the instructions over there in Chavez Jr.'s corner.
Round 3. It's a short 6. Super lightweight action. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in the white trunks. Carlos Molina in the black trunks, giving him all he can handle. There's a nice right hand. Like I said, and like Bernardo and Mario have been saying, from a distance, he's got the advantage if he'll work out there.
And that's what they're trying to tell him. That's what he's trying to work on. They're yelling to him, just don't stand there. Take a step back, create the distance so you can land your power punches.
I'm amazed at the transformation in Junior's body from the last time we saw him.
Literally grown into a man before our eyes.
Yeah. He just turned 20 this week, folks.
And you know the problem with that he's developed so physically so fast is that he hasn't gotten used to using that to his advantage, his style, the length, the reach. He fights, which I'm sure his father's helped him so much with, like a little man.
Yeah, he's feeling awkward still because he's too big for his own boxing style at this particular juncture.
Well, they're back inside now. The more aggressive fighters, Molina.
Beautiful combination.
Shot delivered.
Uppercuts and then the
nice
left
shot
hook
there.
downstairs.
And that one hurt Molina.
Sure it did. Bit him up. Now he's covering up. That's what happens, folks.
Beautiful uppercut.
Nice uppercut.
Molina coming back and answering, though. Not intimidated.
Nope, but his mouth is open, and that's tribute to the great left hook. I mean, there's nothing that we can say about that left hook that hasn't been said about his father's left hook. He definitely has that in his blood.
And what a nice thing to inherit.
Yeah.
I didn't know that left hooks were genetic. Yes, they are, huh?
It seems like he's throwing it just verbatim like his father.
Molina coming back. Yeah, Junior needs to step back, but he's not going to, apparently.
Both of them are just basically trying to time each other's punches to get in right underneath what the other's trying to do.
And Junior's a tough kid. He doesn't mind taking a couple shots. But meanwhile, he's got to be concerned of the scoring.
Yeah, that was a nice uppercut that really, once again, hurt Carlos Molina. He stopped him in his tracks momentarily. But here comes Molina once again. He's a tough customer.
Watch those heads. Watch those heads.
A lot of those punches being blocked now by Chavez Jr.
Not that one.
Yeah.
Not that one either.
Well, Molina's got him right where he wants him. But Molina's getting staggered a little bit.
The left hook.
Most power. Yep, he's been staggered. Now his defense is quite suspect. Molina comes back. Really
Chavez
charging now.
remaining poise, being accurate.
If Chavez lands one more left hook to the body in the last couple of seconds, he could put Molina on the canvas.
Another tough round to score.
A lot of action. I think.
Look backstage. There's the Hawaiian Punch with his trainer, Freddie Roach. Dynamite comes in tiny packages. And that's what this kid has. Getting ready to come out here and put on a show. He's fought exactly one round of championship action. He knocked the guy out in the first round. We
Made it worth it.
He knocked Ortiz out.
Here we are with more inside fighting. Beautiful uppercut by Molina, and Chavez answering with beautiful left hooks. Digging into the body.
Ooh.
Molina suffered the worst for wear in this round.
Yeah, he was a little wobbly there. Got a little cut on the inside there. I didn't see it.
Courtesy of a left hook.
Fucking great, kid. You gotta take this kid out, man. Let's go, guys.
And the one thing that they were saying in Chavez Jr.'s corner is, when you hit him downstairs, it hurts him. And there's no truer words spoken in that corner. And hopefully Chavez can take advantage of that. That's the one thing that he's got on Molina.
Round 4 scheduled for 6. Tough fight to score. A little bit of a cut on the inside lid of Molina's right eye.
Which is going to play into the hands of Chavez with his left hook, which seems to be his favorite punch.
There it is. Trying to go to the body, working it. First he throws upstairs to make him lift up that right arm, and then he tries to land that trademark left hook that has made him
Mexico so famous, yes.
Molina moving backwards more in round 4 than he has the first 3 rounds. There's probably a reason for that. Looks like he's wearing down just a little bit.
Chavez looks like he's gotten a little stronger, per se, too. Constantly moving forward. His punches look like they're a little heavier. He's become a little heavier-handed.
And even his legs, they're not as thin as they used to be. The working up in the mountains, the climbing, and the hard road work is really showing in his physical appearance. And that's very important for a fighter his age who's still growing into his body.
Nice jab there from Molina. Chavez is looking for a big punch. He's also cutting the ring off quite well this round. Here we go. He almost had it there. He had it loaded, boys.
Ooh. Low blow with the left hook.
Give him up, give him up.
Yeah, we're going to have a stoppage here. Toby Gibson.
Walk it off.
You get as much time as you need once you get dinged in the ding.
Chavez Jr. not taking any time. He's ready to go.
He just said, let's go.
Tough.
The loudest voice you hear off camera is Senior. I think it's harder for him to watch than it is to fight.
He's admitted that. He says, I can't watch my kid go out there and do what I did.
Well, it's not Little League Baseball here.
No. They're not wearing a helmet.
No.
Now, this is good action for Chavez, showing speed.
And being very accurate. Looking very good in these left
Oh, yes, nice left hand. Molina's in a little bit of trouble here.
Yeah, Molina is no longer protecting the body, and he's going to get himself in trouble if he doesn't bring that right hand down.
He's getting swarmed. You got to figure that the type of training that the son of a legend gets is... Oh, there's a right hand. Molina staggered. Chopping away like his father did. Just chopping away.
Nice, short, quick uppercuts, hooks.
Watch that head.
Molina trying to mount a little comeback here.
Molina has got a great chin. He's taken some superior power shots by Chavez Jr., but he's just...
Oh, left hand. Yeah, like I was saying, I can't imagine Molina gets the advantages in training that Junior does. So we're in a pretty tough fight here in the 4th round, final seconds. Molina trying to salvage something. Toby Gibson almost put his jaw right in the middle of the punch. Did you see that?
He's brave.
Toby almost got hit.
That's how you got to fight, says his dad.
Chavez fired up and seems to be nursing a right hand injury.
Let me work.
Doing fucking great, bro.
Very blunt.
Deep breaths, boss. Deep breaths.
Chavez being very accurate with uppercuts, hooks, and looking stronger as the fight goes on, just like his father.
He's really found his range this time, guys.
Beautiful left hook.
Round.
Molina game, though. Molina still letting his hands go and not going down without giving it his all.
Round 5, scheduled for 6. Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. in the white trunks comes right across the ring and tags Molina. Now, you'll notice this kid has the killer instinct. He may have a baby face, but when those eyes get wide, he starts looking for that knockout. He is vicious.
And he seems to have sensed that he hurt Molina in the last round, and he's trying to go in for the kill right now. He's got to be careful, because if you look for the knockout, you might find it on the other end.
It's always the danger in this sport.
And at the same time, you might also be realizing that, hey, it is a 6th round fight. I do need to keep up this pace, and I got to let my hands be as busy as possible.
There goes that body shot once again in the chance for Chavez.
Molina's in a little bit of trouble here, guys. He's not mounting as much offense. He'll have a few ways, but he's on his way backwards.
Chavez Jr. letting that left hand work. Left hook to the body. Left hook, left uppercut.
There it is. Liver shot. If that uppercut lands, guys, it's good night.
Can you imagine if we saw it being set up with a jab? I've yet to see a jab. There's no jabs tonight.
You didn't see it on the contract? It was a no-jab contract.
There was a no-jab clause?
Yeah.
Did you see that little sequence there? Junior left himself wide open, and Molina was looking at the floor and missed him by 2 feet.
Come on.
He didn't even have put up a defense.
Well, the contrast is just so obvious when we just saw a jab clinic with Calderon. Now, a totally different fight, which makes this is a real warrior type of fight. Very different styles. We're seeing a great show tonight here from the Aladdin.
They looked at the title of a fight card and said, we got to live up to it. That means no jabs. Exactly what they're doing. Here we go. He sets him backwards, and then that beautiful shot.
Another shot to the side. That's what slowed him down, folks. You folks want to know how to fight and knock an opponent down. You set it up with the body. It's a beautiful thing. A lot of fighters forget that.
And Molina's hands went quickly down to his side.
Yeah, he's been holding right next to his ribs. Molina has had nothing in round 5.
Nothing but punishment. Great uppercut by Chavez Jr. And there's that left hook to the liver once again.
That is just like his dad. Sorry, Junior, we have to mention it.
I'm sure he appreciates it, and he's flattered. He's looking a lot sharper, a lot more focused on this fight, guys.
And the one thing that's very interesting about Chavez Jr.'s left hook is that he doesn't have to crouch down to land it like a lot of other fighters. He's so tall and his arms are so long that he doesn't have to give away that advantage to get closer to his opponent. Another low blow there by Carlos Molina.
Frustration setting in for Molina.
He's been better in the last 15 seconds than he was the entire round. It should be, I think it'll be a blistering round 6 if Molina's still with us.
Because the kid's in shape.
Yeah. He missed with that right hand. That's what Junior's got to attack. He's wild. Look at Junior now, the head movement. He's not afraid at all.
He's not afraid.
And like a veteran, he takes him to his corner, says, you make the long walk across, because I'm just going to have a seat.
That's the crafty stuff that Pops can show you.
3 minutes of work, bro. Now, you don't want to go back there and starve now. Remember like some people said? Triple that jab up, man.
Took that brace off.
Triple up.
Last round, good luck.
Chavez stalking, coming with a left hook and vicious body shots. And as you can see, Molina protecting his side. And the head movement by Chavez.
Last round.
The defense, very subtle, bringing him to his corner right before the round ends, forcing his opponent to make the long walk.
It's the 6th and final round coming up.
This has been an exciting fight.
I think the one thing, the difference is Julio Cesar Chavez Jr. trained like a champion for this fight up in the Otomi Mountains. While Carlos Molina, like we said, doesn't have the resources. He's still the guy who's got to go to the 9-to-5 job, go to work to the gym, and Chavez Jr. is taking advantage of that at this particular point.
Carlos Molina's going to let it all hang out.
Yeah, he's let it all hang out, guys. Like I said, I thought it'd be a scorching 6th round. It's the final round. Chavez Jr.'s in the white trunks. First couple rounds are pretty close, I thought.
I thought Molina had the first couple rounds, and from the 3rd round on.
So this could be a telling round here. This will find out if the training has paid off. Toby got a little upset about that holding back of the head. Can't blame him.
He wants Chavez Jr. to throw those combinations, but he can't let Molina get off like he's doing right there. He's got to keep his hands up. He can't get lackadaisical and allow himself to be hit as hard as he's being hit inside.
So we'll be making comparisons all night with junior and senior, and unfortunately, one of the comparisons is like his father. He was willing to take a couple of shots to get in the inside. That's something his father might want to steer him against.
Ooh, beautiful.
Beautiful left hook by Molina.
But it didn't phase Junior. I mean, it was a great punch, but he didn't budge.
No, but in a 6-round fight, you can't afford to give any rounds away, as we mentioned earlier.
Well, Molina wants to fight.
Difference being with father and son, that son has the ability to avoid the punches with his body movement, with his waist and his head movement. That didn't have that. He was just a straight-up fighter.
He didn't have the physical attributes. He didn't have the physical attributes. Chavez had to do that to get inside of these fighters' long reach. His son has the long reach, and he's still choosing to fight this way.
1 minute coming up, left in the fight.
Well, we also got to look at it this way. This is one way to endear yourself with the Mexican fight fans. They expect a warrior out of their champions, and if that's what he wants to do in the future, this is a great way to do it. But he's got to be smart too, you know.
You're right, because longevity is a rarity in this business.
Well, he's certainly been patient in this round.
Get off him! Get off him!
Crowd really into it here at the Aladdin.
And Molina really doing a great job in the last round.
He
Chavez
sure is.
content with his work in the previous 5.
Oh, good combination from Molina.
Molina closing the show out.
He sure is. We could have a very interesting...
Watch that head, watch that head, watch that head.
10 seconds left in the fight.
Kind of staggered Molina there. He's got to give it his all. He's got to put the
Molina let it all go.
With a hard right, Chavez Jr. And a nice, close, tough victory. Or I shouldn't say victory, fight. But I personally think Chavez Jr. by a round.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's a draw again.
Could be. Could possibly be.
Because Chavez fought the other guy's fight. You can get into that trap. He fought Molina's fight.
He did, but he started wearing him down. And in the professional, as opposed to the amateurs, it's who's really beating the other guy up, being effective at beating the other guy up. And Molina's punches weren't necessarily affecting Chavez Jr. as opposed to when Chavez was connecting, he was much more effective in hurting Molina. If this was an amateur bout, different case. Molina's a tough guy, though. Tough guy, came here to fight, game, let his hands go, and really closed out the show. So it's going to be interesting how the judges see it.
I think Molina might have a little bit of a future if he gets some money behind him and he could get training, and he's a tough customer.
He is a tough customer.
This is going to be an interesting decision.
I'm kind of sad that was 6 rounds. I would have liked to seen a few more of that.
Yeah, the round restriction does change the nature of the fight, to be sure.
I was merely speaking for the entertainment factor.
That's right. Okay, now let's set it up to Lupe Contreras with the decision.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 6 rounds of boxing, the official scorecard reads as follows. Jerry Roth scores it 57-57, a draw. And judges Jarman and Ford scored about identically at 58-56. For the winner, by way of majority decision, Julio Cesar Chavez Jr.